War is always the same. It is young men dying in the fullness of their promise. It is trying to kill a man that you do not even know well enough to hate. It is a crime against mankind. There's so much courage and so much will and so many dreams must be flung on the fires of war and death. We therefore say again tonight, let us choose peace, and with it the wondrous works of peace.
And the decision that I made in Cambodia will save those lives. It will bring the peace that we all want, in my opinion.
We shall completely destroy Japan's power to make war.
I hate war.
He counted on America to be passive. He counted wrong.
The United States will lead the way, and we expect our allies to walk with us hand in hand.
No nation will be permitted to brutally assault its neighbor.
I call upon Chairman Khrushchev to halt and eliminate this clandestine, reckless, and provocative threat to world peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we can have peace with honor.
2007 is the year in which the unacceptable military threat imposed by China will come to a halt. And to those who challenge my resolve, I give you two simple words. Try me.
The president, on the other hand, has spent the day in Colorado. First flying into the Air Force Academy, where he gave a speech on the presence of American troops in Korea, and later spending the day at his Colorado campaign headquarters in downtown Colorado Springs.
So at this point, how long is the operation going to last? I know Governor Romer had called Fort Carson National Guard to be able to be motivated and be able to help in this situation.
We're also getting reports from the Pikes Peak area that there was a huge snowstorm going there. That's where the president is, of course. It's supposed to be near blizzard conditions.
Right, but as far as we know, the snowstorm was in Colorado just within the past hour. Most Colorado citizens voted in the morning or right after work.
Eagle Leader 1, we're below 5 miles an hour. Regs require us to find the nest. Recon has the diner, have a click up.
Roger that, Scout Leader. Jesus Christ, where the fuck are we?
Then the foreman says, come on now, boys, stick your fingers down your throats and get to work. And I wish to Christ I'd stayed home last night.
It hasn't even been 10 minutes.
It has been 10 minutes. What is she doing? Trying to win a talent contest?
Well, maybe she thinks that we're not going anywhere.
Well, that's not for her to think. For all she knows, I got a sled and 10 Siberian Huskies out there. I just want to get this paid for. Come on, Lizzie. You've made the same mistake you made a million times. I told you before, don't move out your queen too early.
Look, you play your game, I'll play mine, okay?
Good evening, and welcome to this special edition of the IBS Evening News. I'm Gerald Irving. Presidential primaries were held today in Connecticut and Colorado. The polls are a few minutes away from closing in the Rocky Mountain state and have been closed now for 2 hours on the East Coast. As of this morning, President Emerson...
Hey, Har.
How about we put the Nuggets game on?
Talk to Katie.
Care to watch the Nuggets?
The game was snowed out, Ralphie. I can't believe you don't care about this stuff.
Please. Snow out. How do you snow out a basketball game? Basketball's a bullshit sport anyway.
The president is losing by fewer than
genetic freaks of fucking nature, if you ask me.
Oh, it ain't the stimulating exercises like pool, huh?
Let me tell you something about this here game of pool, all right? Harv, it's all angles. You know, you hit a ball here, it goes this way. You hit a ball there, it goes that way.
The president, on the other hand, is
all geometry.
Who are you calling now?
Sally.
Can't you leave that poor girl alone? It's almost midnight over there.
I don't pay that girl to be left alone. You should lay your king down. You're a loser here. Hey, Sal. What's going on with the Japs?
That this might be the most emotional election in recent American history. A popular president dies, a very loyal vice president takes the reins. It seems a natural continuum.
But we should bear in mind that Emerson was an appointed vice president. After Vice President Buchanan was forced to resign, less than 50% of Americans backed Emerson's appointment.
You're breaking up. Listen, can you hear me?
That was then. This is now.
You're breaking up. The over-under is about 200. Okay, if it comes in less than...
Here you go, boys and girls.
I'll take it.
A little wishful thinking, don't you think? Maybe you guys want to start a tab.
Oh, I love your accent. Are you from France?
Oh, I speak French, but I'm not from France.
She's from Canada, Lizzie. Probably Quebec.
Oh, bravo, monsieur. That one is only.
Did I ask for that?
What the fuck is up with this burger, Harv?
What are you talking about?
There's something crunchy in it. There's something crunchy in this fucking hamburger.
It's lettuce, Ralphie. Eat it.
Hamburgers are supposed to be juicy, not crunchy.
Come on, Lizzie.
I'm thinking about what you're thinking. That's what you told me to do.
Well, I didn't think it would take this long. I mean, do you want me to tell you my strategy? I'll just tell you what my plan is.
Look, if I lose, I lose, okay? It's not like it's the fall of the Republic.
Well, that's a problem. If I lose, I lose. So it means nothing to you, so why are we playing if it doesn't mean anything?
Because it's a game.
Could you try not to complain for once? You know it is the best food for miles.
It's the only food for miles. It's the only anything for miles around here. Let me ask you this question, Harv. When's the last time you had an inspection here? Huh? You know, you're supposed to do that every now and then, make sure it's clean.
That's it. Get the hell out.
All right, come on, Harvey.
Get the hell out.
Come on, take it easy.
No. When a man insults my joint, he insults the memory of my father.
Your father ever see you in that Chef Boyardee hat?
Why you keep messing with me?
It's a sacred trust, Harvey. You put something in somebody's food. Where do they come from?
I sure thought I'd seen the end of customers for the night.
Your standard permanent deployment. Exodus is in. I need reports into Channel 34 on the stat. I need Delta team in 6 minutes. I'm Special Agent Dexter.
Uh-huh. Do you guys want a booth?
No, thank you, man. This is Special Agent Williams.
Hello, man.
Hi.
All right. You the proprietor?
I'm the proprietor, sir. Do we have a problem here?
I'm no stranger to law enforcement. Discuss
Oh,
that.
don't make a production out of it, honey.
Good evening, folks.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
I'm Special Agent Dexter. This is Special Agent Williams. With your permission, we need to see some identification. Check your person for weapons.
What's this all about?
Is there a problem, sir?
Well, there most certainly is. Lizzie, sit down. Lizzie.
Come on, Taylor. They're just trying to do their job.
Mr. Taylor?
My first name's Taylor. Right.
Yep, sir.
Taylor Fletcher Woods, and this is Lizzie Clark Woods.
Ms. Woods?
Hey, how did you do that?
Whoa. It's not cool they know who we are. What's the juice here? How do we know you are who you say you are?
Good. Mr. Woods, Taylor, I'd sure appreciate some cooperation here.
Emerson's a different breed than we thought. He seems disposed to continuing the deceased president's hardline approach on North Korea, committing to keeping the vast majority of U.S. troops there.
Fucked up my camera. Thank you, Mr. Emerson. So North Colorado.
Well, at least you got loaded up on some good stuff today. We got you some good stuff. Good footage. Any minute, there's going to be a crazy mob breaking in through here.
That's not a problem, mister.
You got that area cleared from you over there?
It's all secure, sir.
Thank you. Good footage, real stuff we want.
Stage footage. Make it real for once.
There's no egress, but take McCracken, post in the kitchen.
Trump victorious in Connecticut.
That Bravo team on the roof.
President Emerson's campaign seems to be riding in Preston's sentiment. Selecting Theodore Slater from Wyoming. No statement yet from the president, who, as we said, is in Colorado.
Thanks, Bill.
President Emerson may find himself as the first non-elected incumbent to win his party's nomination since Gerald Ford in 1976. Given Emerson's lack of experience in political posts, the rumors of an impending shakeup in his cabinet have taken on a new importance. Although he was very close to President Hutton, the late president's staff have already become legendary.
Oh my God. No, Taylor. I think they wanted to say something.
Delta team is in position.
Hi, please, Walt Emerson.
No kidding.
Oh my God! Wow. Oh, bah, c'est vraiment le président des États-Unis, ça, alors? Harvey! I'm really so excited.
Please tell me you're old enough to vote. What is your name?
Katie.
Suppose you tell me about the specialty de la maison.
Oh, we've got a great chicken pot pie and then chicken croquette and then...
Mr. President, I think a second opinion's in order here.
Please.
Well, the chili burger's Harv's specialty. It's his, I mean, he's a monster at it. I call it my usual.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
My pleasure.
Chili burger, huh?
Absolutely.
Fine, then. Let's see what this fellow's raving about. Chili burger it is.
Would your friends like something?
Yes. Order up, everybody, please.
What did you say your name was?
Katie.
Katie. Love a cup of Joe?
Sure.
Coffee all around? Ma'am?
Nothing,
We're going to be here a spell. There's a whole lot of white stuff between here and Air Force One. It's a good thing I got my campaigning in.
Absolutely.
I didn't vote.
Katie, could have used you out there today.
I'm sure you did fine.
That's what they're telling me, but perhaps your vote could have taken me from victory to mandate.
He looks a lot older than on TV.
Okay, then. Looking forward to that chili.
Don't say anything stupid, okay?
Telling me that? He's coming
How do I
out.
look?
Sir, I think
Hi there. Walt Emerson.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Woods.
Pleasure. Nice to meet you. Walt Emerson, hi.
Taylor Woods, it's an honor, sir.
Taylor, you've got that New York sense about you, no?
Very good, sir. Goldman Sachs. I'm the oil and mineral analyst.
Of course you are. Whose move is it?
That would be my move.
May I?
Oh, yes.
Look here. Uh-huh. Well. Wow. Is this Kasparov Deep Blue, Game 3?
I don't think so, sir.
No, I'd say she's about 7 moves away. Huh.
Really?
So, you two satisfied Americans, would you say?
Absolutely, Mr. President. We've
only-
been so happy
my
this
only-
year, and I've been very
My only
impressed.
problem, excuse me, I just want to get this. I just want to get something in here. My only debate with you is the Social Security issue.
Is that right?
I think you're moving the age to 73 for benefits on pension funds and stock portfolios is just going to trigger panic selling.
Any idea how we came about the age of 65 for Social Security?
Oh.
Actually, no, come to think of it.
I mean, why not 70 or 80 or 64?
I have no idea.
We adopted the Social Security
Reloading.
from Bismarck, hook, line, and sinker. Bismarck was an SOB, just looking to boost his popularity with his social welfare system. So he goes to his actuaries, and they assure him, this is the late 1800s, of course. So they tell him that everyone's going to be dead by the age of 65. Of course, today's equivalent's 105.
Unbelievable.
Fascinating.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So that's how we're starting to think in terms of 73 anyways. I hope I didn't interrupt the game. I should go check the results. And nice meeting you.
Oh, thank you for the tip.
Good luck to you.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Got it. You're gonna need that
okay.
one, huh?
That's okay.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
You had my road.
Kasparov, Deep Blue.
He's very short.
What do you two have in the poll?
The polls in Colorado have now closed.
61.
Here at IBS, we are ready to project a winner in the Colorado primary. With all precincts having reported, IBS is projecting that President Walter Emerson will
There it
handily
is.
win the
Casper
primary
the
with
fucking
63.36.
All right, we got the prick by the balls. Here's what we got to do. We call him up, right? We tell him the deal's still on, but he has to withdraw by noon tomorrow. Otherwise, no deal. Adios. He's got no maneuvering room whatsoever to even change the platform. So we make him feel like he's got a little wriggle room, right? Cut him off at the knees, make him think he can walk.
Yeah, but why don't we just proceed ahead? We're going to win anyways. Let's just...
No, he's at the Hyatt. I'm going to call him right now. Right?
Suggesting you're quite popular.
If he's cozy in that hotel room with the blonde, he's a lot wiser than I. Listen, when do you think we're going to get out of here, by the way? Tracy's got a ballet recital tomorrow, and Alexandra's got my blood oath on this one.
Well, Air Force One is about 20 minutes from here. Pearson Air Force Base, and as soon as the weather gets better and it clears up, it's safe. We get Marine One, come, get us out of here, 23 Skidoo, we're all set.
Okay, well, let's just do what we need to do.
What if Casper wants to talk to you?
Well, I guess I'll...
No. You don't want to talk to him. You're talking to your constituents.
Maybe we shouldn't be surprised that he received the votes that he did. After all, many people view Emerson as not presidential. He's very vice presidential, very second banana.
His experience in foreign posts has certainly been strong. He boasts probably one of the best resumes since George Bush.
True, but he doesn't have the physical bearing of a president.
Traits that, well, could have been ascribed to... Hold on one moment.
Okay, this is... I'm going to say this quick. You think about it. I just don't want to see you get over with your boss. You think about we'll all be happy in August,
apparently,
okay?
this is a massive military action from the Middle East. Our first indications are that there is a very large movement in the Gulf area. Okay. Apparently, Israeli radio has just issued a nationwide call-up for their reserves. That's in response to what appears to be a large-scale maneuver from the Iraqi Army and Air Force.
What is it?
There's no indication yet if American troops stationed in the region have encountered any hostilities. Okay. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just get this together. Okay. All right, here we go. We have some information from at least 2 correspondents in the Middle East. It's not yet been verified by any government sources, and we should underscore that. But, okay. Okay, we are now getting word from our correspondents in Baghdad and Kuwait. Uday Hussein, the dictator of Iraq, has taken a military force and has crossed his southeast border into Kuwait, heading directly for Kuwait City.
Boy's got some balls.
Okay. All right, our initial reports are that the United Nations-led American peacekeeping force has been overrun.
Howard, get set
As I said, we're trying to nail down the significant details. Can we... Okay. We now have John Marino on a cell phone from Amman,
Where
Jordan.
does it come from all of a sudden?
Is he up?
I don't know.
Okay, John? John, can you hear me? John?
Marsh?
Okay, we're having some problems.
Marshall.
IBS military analysts are going to be along with us shortly, but so far, no contact from the White House, other than a statement that the president is monitoring the situation carefully and that he is gravely concerned.
I don't understand. What about our satellites? How come we didn't...
That's a question for Sec Div. I've been distracted by the Korean mess.
Yeah, I should say that a nation can invade another nation and overrun American troops.
Sir, maybe we don't know because it did not happen.
Oh, come on, it happened.
We don't have confirmation.
I think it happened. We have to assume it happened.
Doesn't this bastard get it?
I'd say not.
I didn't even know we had troops in
Well,
Kuwait.
technically we did not. They were under UN supervision. It was our turn in the Helsinki rotation.
How many troops were there?
320, I'm not sure.
You're not sure? There's a big difference between 3 and 3.
I'm not sure.
Either way, I'd rather have no troops than a small force that acts as a inducement. Jesus. Well, does Hussein think that we're just gonna let it stand?
Oh, I think he does, the little fuck.
I don't need that, Marsh. We need to make this very, very clear for him.
Well, we will. When we get home, we send the bastard to bed without any supper, and we slap him with every economic and diplomatic sanction there is.
Sir, I have Secretary Hancock on the line.
We're doing something.
Yes, we are. Okay, let's get to it. Do we have speaker capability?
It'll just take a second, sir.
Marsh, Ms. Redford, I need you to listen to these conversations carefully. Decisions we make must be made instantaneously. And Marsh, would you talk to the IBS fellow? Make sure he's not taping.
Your phone is ready. Secretary, camera down, please.
Okay. Don, suppose you tell me why I'm hearing about the start of World War III on the television.
That may be overstating it a bit, sir.
Mr. Secretary, I may only be holding this office for 4 months, but the President selected me his successor because of my unilateral understanding of foreign affairs. Hell, I deputy chair the National Security Council. So why don't we forego the patronizing crap and have you explain to your commander-in-chief why he's hearing about this on IBS?
We're getting the pieces together, sir.
The SOB overran our position?
It appears to be a complete annihilation. We have a report they executed the few prisoners they took.
The women, too?
There were nurses and some administrative personnel there, so, yes, women, too. One of them was an Apache helicopter pilot.
Women, I mean, that's important. That gives us high moral ground.
How is it that we could have been taken by surprise like this?
We saw the activity, but we thought it was simply a military exercise.
Gulf War provisions forbid any Iraqi movement in this area, exercise or otherwise.
It's not the first time he's violated the UN provisions. We didn't feel it warranted taking you from your campaign. Frank, come in. General Lancaster just walked in, sir.
Is it just the two of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, gentlemen, I want to remind you that we should keep the nature of the classified content that's being discussed here to a minimum. The president is not in a secure location. We will be in a few hours.
I'm afraid we don't have the time.
Frank, does he have it?
What? He has what? Nuclear weapons?
No, sir. Biological and chemical.
We're looking at a computer screen. The imagery appears to display launching pads for Iraqi tactical, chemical, and biological weapons.
The site that we have there, it contains 8 canvas-covered missile trailers and 4 deployed probable missile launchers.
How far advanced is this?
I've never seen this kind of installation before, but these are MRBMs.
Okay, are they ready to be fired, any of them?
That would depend on their ground support. I'm hesitant to say, but conservatively, the earliest they could launch is in 1 hour, 40 minutes. They look positioned to attack Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv.
In Israel, sir.
Thank you.
And Greece and Turkey as well.
All right, where are these launch pads?
Outside Rabat, a few clicks from the Turkish border. They're mobile. That explains why we've not yet seen them.
Jesus. Marsh, who's running the show over at IBS?
Carl Isaacson.
Isaacson. Howard, you want to hook up this Isaacson fellow with Marsh, and then get me Ben Rozzi. I'm sure he's on top of this already. Marsh, I'm going to have to address the nation. Let's talk to this IBS guy and see if we can set it up.
No, I don't think you should address the nation. I don't think that's a good idea. We're not
just
hooked up
make
for
it
it. No,
happen.
but the writers aren't even here.
Please.
Okay. Howard, as soon as you got Isaacson, let me know. Bring him right up.
Give me what our troop mobilization status is.
We can begin DEFCON 1 and mobilization of 3,000 in less than an hour. We would release the tactical fighter wing at Langley and then the division ready brigade of the 82nd.
And that would put them in Iraq when?
Partial proliferation in 10 days. Then we'd have to slash our troop strength in the Koreas.
But I believe... I'm sorry, sir. May I interrupt? I believe Premier Kim when he says that a downsizing of our troops on the 38th parallel will propel him into a flat-out invasion of North Korea.
I'm not going to drop a domino and allow China to walk into Japan, bottom line. I'm certainly not going to offer up another tiny force naked and vulnerable to Hussein in the Gulf. Not like the 300 that just died.
Yeah. Right, sir.
Are you telling me that we have no manpower in the Gulf area?
There is one carrier. The USS...
Well, wait, hold. Why didn't you tell us there was a carrier? What do you think the point of this conversation is?
Sir, I was just about to...
Now you're telling us there's one carrier.
The USS Powell.
Yes?
Hold on, sir. Hold on, please. Yeah, we're just getting the pictures from the MPIC.
What's that? Was that ours?
IBS correspondents have confirmed that 3 Iraqi divisions, the Hammurabi, the Medina Luminous, and the In God We Trust, are in Kuwait. The Kuwaiti military force of a few thousand troops must now contend with 500,000 Iraqi troops.
Uday's not going to make the same mistakes his father made. He's not going to wait for us to build up our strength.
All right, well, there's no tougher military proposition than reversing an invasion, but that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to hang up the line now. I'll be back to you in 10 minutes. When I do, I expect to be able to conference call. Howard?
Conference call makes our line unsecure, sir.
Well, how many speakerphones can we set up then?
We have 4 secure satellite speakerphones, like this one. They're trained on the Sierra system.
But we've got some cell phones, don't we?
No, those are utterly impossible in terms of security. I think what we should do is we should stick with the satellites, and I'll place the calls through my queue line.
There's several unauthorized people here. I don't think it's...
Okay, that is my decision. I want cabinet members and any essential military personnel at the ready.
Major Connie.
Yes, sir.
Take a position by the booth. And access only to the president, myself, and Redford.
No problem, sir.
All right.
We got a map?
I don't think I can check in the van. Now, you looking for a map or a globe?
A map. A map. Howard, what about, you got a laptop? You pull up an atlas on the internet?
Sir, the I-line memory's not going to accommodate that. I think if you get rid of one of these phones,
No, I need the phone lines. Are you telling me all I have at my disposal to battle global crisis is 4 phones in a diner?
4 secure satellite phones, sir.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, we have the map in the back.
Fine, thank you. Could you get it, please, and set it up over here?
I have Mr. Isaacson for you.
Hello, Mr. Isaacson.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, well, hold on. Yeah, this is Marshal Thompson.
Mr. Thompson, how are you? You just got me. I was heading out the door.
Yeah, you're aware of our situation?
Yeah, well, of course. I'm headed to the station.
Yeah, well, it's obviously very grave. Now, the president needs to make an address to the nation.
Okay, well, that's great, sure.
So, we have one of your guys here doing sort of day in the life of the campaign kind of deal?
Yeah, right. Noah Boyd. He's one of our top guys.
Yeah, well, I never liked the idea, but we could turn this around and make this beneficial to all of us, okay?
Yeah, in what way?
Now, it's the darndest thing. See, we're stuck here. We're trapped in a diner in, where are we?
Morty's roadside. Diner.
No, town.
Aztec, Colorado?
Yeah, we're in Aztec, Colorado. AZTE. What?
Home of the Screaming Beavers.
AZTEC. And we were out campaigning, and, then the storm came out of nowhere, and the caravan was on its way back to Air Force. Anyway, we're in a diner, so the president has to make an address to the nation ASAP.
Well, no problem. Can you give me to Noah?
Yeah, he's right. Noah.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
He's right here.
Is this possible, Noah?
Nothing's ever a problem, sir. We can go through the ICOM line. Take me less than a minute to boot it up.
Okay, that's that then. Noah's got you covered.
All right. Now, here's the deal. This speech is yours exclusive. All recording devices will go on and off according to our instructions.
Okay, let me talk to Noah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You got that, Noah?
Loud and clear.
Good. Okay. All right. Now, listen, I don't want any of this 60 minutes hidden camera bullshit, all right? Straightforward, you go over there. Sir, I have Prime Minister Ben Rossi on the phone.
Mr. Prime Minister. Yes, sir, I'm full aware of the gravity of the situation. Yes, sir, well, soon my country will be in a state of full readiness. I understand. What? No, sir. Sir, I beg of you to recall those planes or at least keep them in your airspace for the next 10 minutes. Well, no, I see this no differently than Bush did in '91. Any incursion on your part will only form an alliance among the Arab nations. Well, Mr. Prime Minister, no, I've made arrangements to go on IBS Live in a couple of minutes here. Globally, yes. Exactly. That's all I'm asking. That would be great. Yes, sir. I don't think you'll have any need to take an offensive action at that point. All right. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Okay.
Prime Minister has agreed to keep his Air Force in abeyance until after the address, so let's keep an open, secure line there. Okay.
Let's get ready for the address.
Okay.
All right. No, off. We're not ready yet. Facts, figures, locations, not important right now. The important thing is to convey a sense of determination about what it is we're going to do as a country. That's what the American people have to hear. That's what this speech is about.
Verify what has taken place, obviously.
Yes.
And then I need to be very, very specific.
Yeah, if you find yourself in general waters, be very specific about it.
Excuse me, Mr. President. As your national security advisor, I must inform you that what you're about to do is not in your best interest or that of the country.
Noted on the record, however, he is going on in a few minutes, so is there anything you can advise the president that would be helpful for what he is about to say to the American people?
If Houdet is in Kuwait on his way to Saudi Arabia, that means that he has cleared out all of the minefields. Sir, we're not talking brigades here. We are talking armies. The Republican Guard is out in full force, and that is a totally different matter here,
Debate
sir.
is over. I'm going on the...
Noah?
Yeah.
We have to bring the monitor over where I can read it and the president can see it. I'll be watching.
Tripod. What's that?
I'll be watching the monitor, making sure that IBS... Now remember, IBS is way ahead of everybody on this.
The public already knows basically what's going on. I need to go on and be very specific about what I'm doing about it.
You're the only one who can do that.
Let's do this.
Wait, hold on. No, we need a different chair. This chair is not any good.
It's the only chair we've got.
This is a rinky, this is ridiculous, this chair.
There are at least 3 armored divisions in Kuwait.
Okay, now listen, in the red, add color to distraction. If you could just, everybody actually, just move to that side.
Iraq still uses Soviet MiGs in its Air Force.
I think you should wear blazer. Okay. So, all right. Could you go to the blazer?
At least one more Iraqi division has entered the fray in Kuwait.
25 seconds, Pete, before we go live. No time. All right, come back. Okay. We need to go over your speech.
One thing is very clear, Jerry, and that is that this is a very large army.
Emerson the diplomat, Emerson the peacekeeper, Emerson the cool-headed.
I hear you, Marsh. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. Thank you.
I have to break in for a moment. Ladies and
Everyone
gentlemen,
back against wall, please be quiet during this.
We'll be addressing the nation exclusively on IBS.
So when Gerald goes to you, just go ahead and start speaking.
Right here. I'll be watching that.
Diner in Aztec, Colorado.
Nice and still.
Okay.
Watch for my
Are we
cue.
ready to go then? Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Here we go.
My fellow Americans, as the world now knows, the leader of Iraq, Uday Hussein, in complete defiance of UN resolutions 687, 773, and 883, has invaded the Emirate of Kuwait as his father did in 1990. In the process, he's killed several hundred American troops serving as a peacekeeping force. Our intelligence also indicates that at least 8 Iraqi divisions are holding Kuwait and progressing to Saudi Arabia. This is not the act of a warrior nor a leader, but that of a barbarian. We must now assume that Uday Hussein's objective is one of a manifest destiny. At present, nearly 80% of our troops are on the Sea of Japan or the 38th parallel. To put it as bluntly as possible, the United States of America does not have the capability of dealing with the Iraqi invasion force with conventional expedition. There are defining moments in the history of every nation, moments which delineate our strengths and our character. Often these moments require that a harder right be made over an easier wrong. It is with that in mind that I now wish to speak directly to the Iraqi people. Unless your leader, Uday Hussein, immediately withdraws from his position in Kuwait, leaving all weapons behind where they are, and turns himself in for arrest at the American embassy in Kuwait, I will authorize the dropping of a multi-megaton nuclear device on the city of Baghdad. I'm now giving you, the citizens of Baghdad, 1 hour and 20 minutes to leave the city, save your lives and those of your children. It is my deepest and most heartfelt wish and prayer that Uday Hussein accept his responsibility as the sovereign of a nation and a responsible member of the international community. That is it for now. God save us all. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, the President of the United States has just given what may be the most dramatic speech ever given by a sitting president. A few minutes ago, President Walter Emerson
that wasn't exactly
announced that
peacemaking,
in
was
reaction to an invasion of Kuwait by forces led by the
Subjective, isn't
Iraqi dictator Uday Hussein.
All right, thank you, everybody.
He would order the
Thank you very
dropping
much.
of a nuclear bomb on Baghdad unless, 1, Uday Hussein withdraws and retreats from Kuwait, 2,
According to weather intel, navigating an aircraft to your position is halfway to impossible. We could risk it and try sending a helicopter to you.
No. We could risk sending a helicopter here, but we cannot risk putting the president on a helicopter out of here.
Agreed. NORAD has dispatched a winter APC to your position, and it should be there in about an hour.
All right.
What will my ability be to communicate once inside the APC?
There are shortwaves on all the APCs, however, the lines are non-secure.
Well, if they're non-secure, then forget it. Bottom line, we work from here.
Mr. President, Admiral Miller here, Central Command. With your permission, I'd like to speak to you off speaker.
Admiral, Hussein's weapons go hot in an hour and a half. I will not hold your comments against you.
Okay. Sir, I must object to your threat on IBS. Hussein's weapons can be dealt with conventionally. Our high-tech weapons can do all that the nukes can do and
No. We've been down that road before.
That's a good point,
That's
sir.
not a
Those
good point. Come on, we've been down that road.
All right, listen, people. Let's be clear. If we attack, and it's going to be major. I'm not going to send over a couple of tomahawks and get on the phone and say, how do you like them apples? It's never worked before. Hussein's like his own man. He's a survivor. After every calamity, he emerges dusting off his uniform asking, is that it?
Well, even a limited air attack is an extensive air attack. It's not 20 or 50 sorties, but hundreds.
Which the USS Powell can't accommodate.
Right. And we'd have to move against their planes, airfields, SAM sites.
Granted. But even that doesn't leave us with just the nuclear option.
Okay. Before we carry out the should we or shouldn't we debate, let's ensure what we in fact can do. General Riley, what do we have?
Well, Mr. President, at STRATCOM under START 2, our missiles are now set on a trajectory that ends in the Atlantic.
What brilliant commander-in-chief came up with that one?
Okay, how long to reset the target?
Our record's 20 minutes. It used to be shorter, but we de-alerted 5 years ago.
What do we have in our arsenal?
We have several triple warhead Excalibur 3 nuclear missiles. We could hit our designated targets in 2 hours.
2 hours? No, that's unacceptable. We have to hit Iraq before their weapons can go hot.
How the United States would launch a nuclear attack, particularly when it must be initiated and completed in less than an hour and a half, is very limiting. We do have some file footage here. The USS Powell is our one and only warship in the Gulf region. The Powell is one of only 2 surface ships to carry nuclear weapons since President Bush's nuclear ban instituted in 1992.
Okay, what nuclear weapons do we have on the Powell?
Okay, the fastest deployment would be by a Tomahawk. Detonation in 40 minutes.
Okay, but if we do that, we have to give Hussein enough time to comply. We could launch Tomahawks 45 minutes from now. He would have that time plus an additional 40 to comply, correct?
No, not really. Once that missile's on its way, it's on its way.
Must be some way to divert it, right?
Well, we can do 2 things if Hussein complies while the missile is in flight. Firstly, we can detonate.
Then we'd have nuclear rain all over the detonation area.
Oh.
Possibly a friendly one.
Exactly, ma'am. We can also deactivate the bomb. The problem is that then, where the bomb lands, it lands.
And that's like giving Hussein a free nuclear weapon.
Sir, I'd say our only option is to actually drop a bomb on Baghdad. We could use our B-2s based in Saudi.
How long to load her and put her up in the air?
On your orders, sir. The good news is the B-2 can be recalled at the last second if necessary. We can strike within an hour.
Yeah, but this is problematic. The B-2s, we'd have to fly over Saudi territory. We'd have to get permission.
This guy is invading their oil fields. Of course we're going to get permission. I mean, that's obvious.
No, of course, about
Come
it.
on, I know these guys.
Sharing a little baba ganoush at a state dinner does not make you know them.
Okay, all right. We're going to put the B-2 up. We don't have time for protocol.
Sir, it is not a matter of protocol. It's international law.
Understood. Consider it an act of civil disobedience. Get me Secretary of State and give me a few minutes, folks.
What the hell are you doing, man? Use some common sense. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Specialty of the house.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much.
Bitch of a situation you've got on your hands.
Yes, it is.
If I were you...
Excuse me, may we have a word here, please?
I'll get that.
Oh, okay. Would you like something?
No, I'm fine, thanks. Mr. President, I was thinking...
Gail, what can you tell me about Admiral Miller?
Miller?
Yes. Do you know him?
He was one of the president's nominees for chair of the JCS 2 years ago. He lost out to Lancaster. He's been running Central Command ever since then. Southwest Asia, the Middle East, those are his territories. But he's based in MacDill, in Florida. The Arab countries don't want us in the Gulf area. My guess is he's probably feeling like a paper tiger.
Yeah, I think so. That certainly explains the giant chip on his shoulder.
It's a chip you need right now, sir.
Madam Chairman, we just might have to drop that weapon. If we do... You know, Truman debated agonizingly before Hiroshima, not so much about dropping the bomb, but whether or not to forewarn the Japanese people. He would have won the war either way, but he would have slept better the rest of his life. I'm determined to spare as many lives as I can, and I just, for the life of me, can't imagine Hussein is going to let the city of Baghdad die. Our strategy is to roll the dice that he'll comply.
With all due respect to your Vegas metaphors, sir, nuclear warfare is not about gambling. It's about certainty. Strategic certainty. moral certainty.
Secretary Clift is on the phone.
Do I seem uncertain to you, Gail?
Hussein, for example, could withhold the oil from us, or he could flood the world market. In any case, Hussein will have the leverage to manipulate oil prices at will. And you can assume that, well, don't forget, Gerald, in 1990, the only people smiling were the boys at Exxon and Shell who saw gas prices.
Deborah, where are you now?
I'm on my way to state.
Uh-huh, and what are you sensing?
Well, I'm not sensing any support. Just about everybody's demanding an audience. And Andrea in Greece is going to DEFCON 1.
All right, but DEFCON 1 has got to be the limit. It cannot escalate 1 inch beyond that.
Understood.
Okay, I'm going to issue an executive order freezing all Kuwaiti assets. Marsh? Yeah. We need to get on with the Treasury, or is it the AG?
No, I think it's Treasury.
Yeah.
It's Treasury.
Okay, all right. But then get on with...
The oil lobby is going to go apeshit.
Yeah, I know, but get on with Nichols anyways, and get that rolling on the stat. I'm sure he can work off my verbal directive for now. Deborah, you need to get on with any other foreign nation that'll do the same. We need to freeze those assets before Uday can get to them.
Got it.
Okay, and I need your stank.
My guess is that he'll follow the French pattern of denying us use of their airspace. Give me some time on that, and I think I can make it square.
No, forget that, okay? What I need is to speak with Justin.
Very well. As you will.
What has been much louder, now this is coming from the congressional side, is what several members of the White House, several members of the House are calling a deliberate violation of the War Powers Act.
Well, update us on that.
Sir,
okay,
it's the Oval Office, line 2, Mr. Omari.
No. Mr. President, this is inappropriate. You should not negotiate with an emissary from another head of state. I should leave that to Gail and myself.
Absolutely.
Normally, yes. And you know what? Duly noted, but I need to do this.
On the record.
Mr. Omari?
It's Alice, sir. I have Mr. Omari. He's with a translator. Go ahead.
Mr. Omari, this is the president.
I call you on a matter of grave concern to my government, Mr. Emerson.
Yes, this is very grave.
Your announcement has created havoc on our streets. Our hospitals are flooded with young children, the victims of stampedes. I request of you a taking back of your comment.
Mr. Thompson, sir,
give us 1 second, please. What is it?
Forgive me, Mr. President, but this man isn't translating correctly for you, sir.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a lot of things. I mean, they're small things, but they could add up to something big, you know? I mean, well, look, he said, I request of you, when what I heard this Omari really say is, I demand of you. And he's got a tone in his voice, sir. It's just a lot of high-falutin
So you speak
bullshit.
Arabic?
Yes, sir. I'm U.S. Army retired MI. I was a decryptor in Desert Storm, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
All right. Well, then, welcome aboard. You're our translator now. What's your name?
I'm Special Agent Dexter, sir. I'm in charge of domestic traveling details.
Shit, I should know that. I'm sorry. Please, sit down.
Excuse me, Special Agent. I just want you to know, sir, that this is not prudent.
Right.
There's a special training that goes along with this line of work.
Naturally. There isn't time for that.
I just want you to know
And
that,
I appreciate
sir.
it.
You're welcome.
Okay, listen carefully, speak carefully, obviously, and do your best.
I will, sir.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Ann, all set?
Ready.
Everyone ready? Go.
Mr. Omari, I now have a translator. We're ready when you are.
Stoya. Mr. Emerson, your threats are the most barbaric act ever perpetuated against our nation, a peace-loving nation.
I believe your people to be peace-loving. Your leader, however, is clearly in violation of UN resolutions. Our satellites have detected launch pads for biological and chemical weapons in Rabat and other locations, weapons which are outlawed by UN resolutions number...
you re-examine your... Sounds angry now, sir, belligerent. We will not stand for your accusations.
Are you denying the existence of chemical and biological weapons?
Sir. Okay, sir. He's conferring with someone behind him. I can't quite make out who it is or... Jesus, something about... Okay, sir, he's back. We have every right to defend ourselves. It is the right of every sovereign nation.
You know as well as I do that directing fully armed chemical or biological weapons at any other sovereign nation is by every standard an act of aggression. I must warn you, Mr. Ambassador, my speech was not idle. You must meet our terms unconditionally in just under 40 minutes.
There is no negotiation. He's rather hysterical now, sir. You are a puppet of Zion. You are not an elected leader of your nation.
I am the President of the United
When
States.
an elected leader is in place, perhaps then we will negotiate. Understand, the split second that your Air Force crosses into
Your air
Iraqi
defense
airspace-
has no capacity other than primitive systems which we can easily overcome. I assure you, our air wing will be over Baghdad proper several minutes before you've reached launch capability.
I repeat, we will take necessary actions.
And I repeat, unless I have proof and am convinced that your weapons will not be hot, we will make good on my promise. Unless I am convinced by our satellites that you're laying down arms and equipment and return...
Sir, he's left the phone, sir.
What?
He's conferring with someone behind him, sir. I can't make out who it is or what it is, but it's some kind of argument, sir. Okay, he's back. I will not negotiate with a Jew. It is my defined duty and obligation and instructions not to negotiate with a Jew.
Here we go. This is why I told you this was not a good idea.
He hung up, sir.
He what?
He hung up.
Yes, ma'am.
Howard, reconnect.
Are you sure?
No, it was distinct. Definitely the sound of a phone slamming down on the receiver, sir.
That was inevitable.
Israel will not tire in its defense, and the IDF will continue balancing between deterrence and restraint.
It should not be an issue, and it will not be.
I think what Gail means.
I know what
is
Gail
it's
means.
one thing if George Bush dropped a bomb on an Arab country. It's war. If you drop it, a Jew,
It's jihad.
a holy war.
Now, the problem with jihad is you know when you've lost the war, you just don't know when you've won it.
That's right. I mean, when do you stop fighting for Allah? At least Saddam was secular. Uday's been playing the Allah card for years. So,
which is why we have to win this war now.
Dropping an atom bomb isn't a war, sir.
that's right.
Katie, what's up? Are you following any of this?
I think so. It is difficult not to.
Yeah, I imagine so. My staff here thinks that my being Jewish may affect my decision about what to do with Hussein in Iraq, that I have some bias, some racist...
Sir, you're taking this way out of context.
That's not what I meant.
No.
What do you think?
I'm not one to say. There's not a lot of Jews in Aztec. I mean, some may pass by if they're truckers, but for the most part, I can't make a comment on things having to do with Jews. Is it okay to say Jews, or do I have to say Jewish Americans?
You're doing fine.
Well, the only thing I know is that you guys don't believe in Jesus, and that means that if you are the President of the United States, you have nobody to answer to but yourself.
You know, the truth is, I'm an atheist. Every president must become an atheist. You take the oath, and then you must leave behind all thoughts of an afterlife, a better place beyond. My responsibility, my purpose is to preserve our existence here on Earth.
Okay, well, thank you very much, young lady. Now, I'd love a fresh cup of coffee.
Oh, you want some more?
Yes, some more coffee. Thank you very much. If you could...
How about some decaf?
No, regular coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, regular coffee. That's what you do, that's what we do. This is what... We're all winners. What are you trying to do? Get the Vegas vote with this atheism bullshit?
I gotta talk to Bean. Could you,
Howard, let's get the First Lady on the phone. Preserve the secure line and go with the phone booth.
Sir, I'd appreciate if you put that phone away. We could take it from you if you like.
No, you don't have to take it. Not doing me any good anyway.
Appreciate that. You helping us out.
No problem.
We got a very tough storm still in southern Colorado, even though it's moving through Colorado Springs, I hope. People stay in, stay off the roads, and we're working very hard to get ahead of this snow removal.
Can I get some coffee, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ah, Ms. Gail Redford. You know, I read about you. Time, Newsweek, even read an interview about you in one of them girly magazines. Which one was that now?
Playboy.
That's right. That's just what it was. Yeah, you led protests against Desert Storm. Almost cost you your confirmation.
I'd rather think it won me my confirmation.
You know what? You may not get a shrink to say so, but that man is plain insane. I'm telling you, that man, our leader, is gonna rain down the end of the world on us. He thinks the United States has to play big brother to every pipsqueak nation in the world. I've been listening. There's not one legitimate reason for him to even be considering what he's doing. I don't have to educate you about nuclear winter. Miss Redford, can't you stop him? I guess not. I guess no one can.
This is Gerald Irving with an ongoing IBS special report. We are trying to follow events across the globe as efficiently and quickly as possible. And on a satellite phone, we have John DeSimio from Riyadh. John?
Gerald, hi.
Hey, Bean.
Hello, Walter. How are you?
Just when I started growing into the job, it got a little bigger on me. This is something else, huh?
Yeah, I suppose. Listen, Walter.
Listen, let me talk to Tracy first. Is she there?
Yeah, she's right here next to me. Don't tell her anything, okay?
Come on.
Okay. Daddy wants to speak to you, honey.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, Muggins. How's my angel?
Daddy, I'm not your angel. I'm your princess.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. How's my princess?
Daddy, you know what?
Tell me.
Guess who's a special person at school today?
You.
No, Daddy. Timmy was his turn.
Well, when is it going to be your turn?
I don't know, Daddy. Do you want to speak to Mommy again?
Yeah. I love you.
Mommy, Daddy's on the phone.
Hey. Tell me you're not really gonna do it.
I have to. I may have to. I don't know.
You realize you're killing just civilians, Walter. No soldiers, no Uday. Just civilians.
I may not have a choice.
You're the President of the United States, Walter. You've got all the choice in the world.
Alex, honey, I need you with me.
I'm not your Eva Braun. Do you think history is going to forgive this? Do you think it'll forgive us?
It's going to be fine.
No matter what happens, Walter, it'll never be fine again.
Listen, I'm not going to be able to get you and Tracy up in the looking glass.
The harder right over the easier wrong.
It's not... I just need a working government you never see. That's all.
Don't do it.
I love you, Bean. We gotta get the looking glass to Andrews.
Yeah, of course. I already called it in.
Good.
How's Tracy?
She's a kid. She's good.
Bean?
I don't know. I need the cabin on the ground, so we should put the deputies up, and we should also probably board Speaker Hazel.
Ah, Jesus, that fat, smelly fuck is gonna load the whole shebang down. I mean, you know, guy couldn't shovel sand in a rat hole. I suppose he's next in line. But why do we have to get him or put him in control of the
Fault for not busting ass getting the
No.
nomination.
Here's what we do. We make a constitutional play. We argue that Teddy Slater is the de facto vice president, not Hazel.
You don't think we're on the tightrope already? Why don't we just play this one by the book? Come on.
All right, I'll put Fatso in the air. Maybe it'll crash.
Oh, you hanging in there?
Yes, sir.
This weather's something. You went to school around here, didn't you? The Air Force Academies there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Couldn't get into West Point.
You, ever look inside that thing?
Oh, yes, sir.
What's it look like in there? Is it ominous?
Not as ominous as it should be.
I guess these things never are, huh? Listen, Nick, I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate the fact that you may be the first of your kind to ever actually have to do his job. And it means a lot to me to have you on the team.
Please check movement on your perimeter.
Thank you, sir.
Roger that, Bravo.
Thank you.
We believe that was just a deer out. Roger out.
For a man who has sent the world into turmoil, it is surprising how little we know about Uday Hussein. Carla Livingstone is a fellow with the Tamar Institute in Philadelphia and is currently working on a book about the Hussein dynasty. Carla, what advice do you give to President Emerson, given what you know about
We're done. Speaker was already at Andrews with his family.
His family, Mark.
Yeah. Bad news has been conveyed.
If you look at our history, it's filled with prognosticating the behavior of world leaders as if they were all rational.
Things are a little different from when we were at Princeton.
A little less hair, a few more pounds.
I was quarterback. You were the running back.
Yes. But, as you said, it was Princeton.
Yeah.
Back then, you wanted everything, Marsh. Debate class, poker, cheerleaders.
But you got Bean.
You're not with me on this one, are you?
Garden of Eden was in Iraq. Did you know that?
Tell us about this concept of the fatwa.
No.
Well, this can only
Yeah,
be ordered
yeah.
by a religious leader, but basically
The Garden of Eden was in Iraq.
ironic if you look at the level of atrocities committed by Hussein and his father against the
Well,
Even if you look at the Iraqi Arabs and
did you ever read the test results of Los Alamos in '45? It was a motherfucker of a fireball. It rose to 10,000 feet before it dimmed. People could see it 180 miles away. Shattered glass 100 miles away. Oh yeah, it was beautiful. Very impressive. It created a crater that was 1,000 feet in diameter. And there was this, this steel tower that was about 10 stories high. It weighed 220 tons. Well, it was knocked right off its foundation. And then, just evaporated. Just like that. Now, what you are going to do in Baghdad, it's going to make those tests look like mosquito bites. You are going to be wiping out Baghdad. There's going to be nothing left. No rebuilding, no aid, nothing. Just cockroaches. You will be wiping out a civilization where civilization began. And my friend, you better damn well be okay with that.
Sir, General Riley is currently available at office.
General Riley?
Yes, sir.
What status report can you give us?
Well, sir, the Republican Guards moved 20 clicks from Saudi Arabia.
There's no hint to withdraw.
Not at all. In fact, it now seems the Syrian and Iranian armies are moving troops to the Israeli front. The Israeli military is fully mobilized.
What about the Israeli fighters? Are they in the air?
No, sir. But the Israeli nuclear silos...
The ones that don't exist?
Yes, those ones. They've gone hot.
Excuse me, Mr. President?
General Riley, hold on a second. Yes, General Lancaster.
We've latched on to every known nuclear silo on the planet.
And?
And it seems everyone has gone hot,
Mr. President, is Carl Isaacson at IBS?
Well, now, this certainly should be interesting. Mr. Isaacson.
Mr. Thompson, how are you?
Yeah, quite a mess we have going on. What can we do for you?
Well, look, we got a situation here. We've been approached by Hafez Omari about going on the air.
Oh, what? He wants to go on the air?
That's right. And, you know, given the circumstances, we'd like to get a green light.
Hold on.
You can't be serious. Really?
Yes.
Where is he?
At his office at the UN. Now, we have a crew, and we're ready to go.
Okay, put him on the air.
Okay?
Yes, okay.
Okay, we're talking less than a minute.
All right. Thank you for consulting with us.
No problem.
You know, you think there's a panic now? Wait till this prick finishes his speech.
And if you could say anything to Uday Hussein tonight?
I'm sure I am saying it to him. He is a huge fan of IBS.
Go ahead, then.
Abu Hussein on IBS.
Love your country.
Living large in Providence, R.I.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hussein. Abu Hussein, the nephew of... Okay? We're moving fast here, folks. Standing by at the United Nations is Hafez Omari, the Iraqi ambassador to the UN. Mr. Omari, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Mr. Omari, allow me to begin by asking about your specific intentions.
I have not agreed to be subjected to a hostile interview. I instead have a statement of some urgency to make.
Okay, then, go ahead.
1 hour ago, your non-elected president announced that he had ordered the delivery of nuclear bomb to be dropped on the peaceful people of Iraq. 5 minutes ago, surveillance indicated that a fleet of warplanes have left a base in Saudi Arabia without Saudi approval. We do not feel the need to engage in a war with the USA. And so we must do what we have to stop the aggression of
Congratulations,
America.
Mr. President. They
So it
reacted
humbles
just as
us
we expected.
to come to this level. I have before me a list of precise locations. I have just now sent them via facsimile to the office of the American chairman of the Joint Chiefs, this very list. These are the locations of land-based and submarine-based missiles armed with nuclear warheads. The moment the American wing of fighters crosses Iraqi airspace, we will launch a full-scale nuclear attack on 4 locations inside America, Israel, and every member of NATO. That is all for now.
Miller here, sir. We have one option now.
Miss, let me get some more coffee.
Conventional attack or no?
Not even that anymore. I think we must carefully consider what Omari said.
Our satellites have been on the listed longitudes and latitudes for 2 minutes. I should have a report in 5.
Admiral Miller, I want the B-2 to proceed forward till it reaches the border.
Sir, in light of this new development, I really must agree with Admiral Miller.
We don't even know if they're going to fire chemical weapons at all.
It's even less likely now that Arab forces are moving towards Israel to be firing on themselves.
Exactly. So why risk an international nuclear attack on something that probably won't happen anyway? Sir, we risk almost no condemnation if we fire on them using conventionals.
Look, even if they do fire those weapons, look, let me be frank. If it means sacrificing Israel or Turkey, so be it. As long as we save American lives. Sometimes the toughest decisions are the ones with one option.
Excuse me, sir, but you have made a mistake here. You've created a monster. But that does not mean that we can't deal with this thing methodically. We take out their chemical warheads using conventionals. Upon returning to the White House, we deal with Hussein calm, cool, and collected.
Lancaster back, sir.
I'm here.
It's bad. Let me give you the layout.
Okay, hold on a second. Howard, you got a pencil?
I have a red felt pen, sir, a new pencil.
Please give it to him.
Didn't ask for a red felt pen.
The felt pen is fine. Agent Williams, General Lancaster was going to give us some locations. I need you to mark them on that map over there with that red pen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ready when you are, General.
We have uncontroverted information that nuclear weapons are now uncovered on the tip of Tripoli. We see 2 missiles.
Tripoli.
Ladies and gentlemen, IBS has latched onto the latitudes and longitudes of all the locations provided by the Iraqi government. Our satellite cameras can now confirm the following launching pads, which seem to come from land bases all over the world, and remarkably, submarines. The first appears to be in Tripoli.
We have uncontroverted information that
The missiles in Tripoli are aimed at Rome. Cruise missiles are directed at New Delhi. Tomahawk missiles are poised to strike against Addis Ababa.
target.
Missiles based on
Submarines in the
mainland
Pacific
China
are aimed
at Tokyo and Hiroshima.
You can now confirm the following. American
There is
targets.
also an indication that New York,
City,
Washington, D.C., and
Miami,
Pensacola, Florida are targeted. If a
Colorado
Lancelot
Springs,
missile is programmed to hit NORAD in Colorado Springs.
Sir, Mr. Omari is back on the line.
So much for not negotiating with a Jew.
Yeah, considering your situation, I'm not surprised he wants to negotiate with this Jew. Okay. I'm ready for you, sir.
Back up, Dex. Go ahead. And you're good.
Jahis, I assume you have confirmed our positions.
We have.
I assure you, the moment your Air Force passes into our airspace, we will consider that a first strike before the fact.
I understand.
We will fire all our weapons simultaneously. We have never bluffed a military action, and we will not now.
I assume not.
We are, however, willing to reach an accommodation which may result in a peaceful resolution.
I'm listening.
Turn your plane around, and we will stop loading missiles in Rabat. In addition, we will lower our nuclear readiness and disable our nuclear missiles.
And what about the incursion into Kuwait?
That remains. The United States has neither the right nor the privilege to interfere in the internal affairs of the Gulf states. But since you attach your economic future to the Saudi oil fields, we'll be willing to sign a treaty freezing oil prices at current OPEC levels for the world. We will also begin peace negotiations with Mr. Ben Razi. Carter and Clinton had their moments as Middle East peace brokers. Now you can as well.
Not acceptable. You must withdraw from Kuwait immediately.
This is not a negotiation, Mr. Emerson.
All right, well, then the B-2, of course, will be over your airspace in about 5 minutes.
He wants to speak directly to you, sir.
Here goes. Put him on speaker.
He's up.
This is the president.
Mr. President, understand this. We have the power. We have the oil.
I have the match.
I have the match. Is that your response, sir? I have the match?
That's my response.
Omari is right, sir. If there's one thing these guys don't do, they don't bluff.
Oh, he's not bluffing, but nothing's changed.
Sir, 23 nuclear missiles aimed at us and our allies is a definite definition of something having changed.
General Lancaster, you still with us?
Right here, sir.
There must be some way to confirm where the Iraqi nuclear arsenal came from.
We have Paul Rubenstein on it. He's our foreign munitions expert. He's looking at our satellite images now.
Okay, let's not let the B-2 into Iraqi airspace. I want to hear this first.
Good move there, sir.
I don't see what difference it makes where they came from. Fact is, they have them, they're ready to use them. Now, we either call their bluff or we abort the nuclear mission. It's one or the other.
Mr. President, I'd be happy to give the order to abort mission.
I didn't say anything about abort mission. I said hold position. Play a fucking game with me, Admiral.
This is the bomber that our sources in the Pentagon are telling us will be used to carry and drop the nuclear weapon onto the Iraqi capital. This multi-billion-dollar stealth bomber has been revamped.
So we can assume that their ballistic missiles came from an exchange of technology from China and or North Korea.
Pakistan.
Pakistan. China and North Korea.
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion just yet, Gail. Let's hear what this Rubenstein fella has to say. Madam Secretary?
I'm on with Blair in a minute. Rest of the department is already in communication with the other heads of state.
What about President Justin?
He's being transported to a secure phone.
It has been some 60 years since any nation has dropped an atomic bomb on another. 60 years in which the deadliness of the weapon has risen in direct proportion to the advances in science and technology.
Our two-pair cannot beat his boat.
What?
Major Paddington, would you excuse us?
No, he's
please?
fine, he's fine, he's fine. Okay, now listen, hear me out. Take away Uday's offer for price stabilization. Assume he's gonna bump the shit out of oil prices, okay? That's gonna send us into an economic tailspin. He still has the weaponry to launch on us and a dozen other countries. Now, once we hit Iraq, if we hit Iraq, There's no reason for any country to attack Baghdad. Damage is already done. They're just going to sit back and take a licking, you see. So once we are in Baghdad airspace, there's nothing that can deter him from hitting us or our allies.
Now, you understand this is what's happening.
What are you telling me, to cave in?
Absolutely not, sir. You present it as his capitulation, that he has come to you with the idea of price stabilization. I mean, hey, when has that ever happened?
Never, never, Walt. This is the thing. Never. Not in any administration, ever.
And on top of that, you have saved 3 countries from chemical attack. Sir, the level of heroism here is at least high as that of Kennedy in '62.
Powell in Venezuela.
Stop it right there, I appreciate you got a job to do, but I'd just like to have a word with the man. That's all I'm saying. I just want to talk to him.
Not now, okay?
I don't understand why you're giving me some this static, all right? I just want to have a conversation.
Calm down. You need to
I'm
calm
perfectly
down.
calm. You're the one who's not calm. Listen, I pay my taxes,
down.
all right? I can speak my mind. You know how much I paid in taxes last year?
understand. I
3
appreciate
large
that.
in friggin'
Listen,
taxes.
the
You know what that
man's
is for a guy like me? You know what that is?
All right. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yes, sir.
Keep it under control.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you. I pay my taxes, you know?
Yes, I heard that.
Look, I just wanted to say that speaking for the common man, we're with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, let's crispy critter them motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Teach that little prick a lesson he and his daddy never learned, you know what I mean?
He has it, sir.
You drop that bomb, you got my vote and the vote of every real American. See, listen, Mr. President, my buddy Ace and I were having this conversation the other day, and just out of nowhere, accidentally, I let slip the word fag. Well, my buddy gets all bent out of shape saying, Ralphie, you gotta be careful. You don't know who's around, you know? And then he teaches me this little trick. Every time we see one of them homosexuals, we use the word watermelon, right? You see a fag, you say, hey, wouldn't some watermelon be nice right around now? And I said, geez, Ace, goddamn, that's ingenious. What do you call blacks? He says, Texans. I said, what do you call Spics or Spanish folks? He says, truckers. And finally I say, well, what do you call them Arabs? He looks at me and he says, well, hell, Ralph, we just call them sand niggers. You see what I'm saying, Mr. President? Nobody gives a shit about no dirty-ass sand nigger. And as far as their nukes goes, they're so Stone Age backwards, they probably never even seen a button, let alone know how to push one.
Ralph, is it?
Yeah, Ralphie.
Ralph, was there anything else?
No, that about covers it.
Okay. How about if I promise, when all this is over, to pass a presidential decree forever relinquishing you from paying taxes? Would you promise to never speak to me again? Gentlemen?
Okay.
Step out, sir.
Let's go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, General Lancaster has Mr. Rubenstein available.
Finally.
Mr. President, we have Mr. Rubenstein.
This should be interesting, Mr. Rubenstein. This is Walt Emerson.
It's an honor, sir.
All mine. What do you got for us?
Sir, we have indeed authenticated the nuclear weapons the Iraqis laid out for us.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah, but what you don't know is, I mean, the thing of it is, these are American-made weapons.
American-made.
Yes, sir.
Arms dealers.
No, not arms dealers. The markings are clear. These weapons were French property.
You don't mean the French government?
That is exactly what I mean, Mr. Thompson. It's France for sure. Our analysts at Defense are swearing by it.
Something doesn't jive here.
You've been invaluable, Mr. Rubenstein.
Well, good luck, sir. I'm here if you need me.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir, but Monsieur le Président Justin is available now. I got him on, too.
Fucking cocksucking motherfucking French
Marsh.
pieces of frog shit.
We call that milkman.
Milkman? Shut the fuck up, Ralph.
Okay. You know, I mean, it's one thing for them to have, you know, sympathy for Iraq. In fact, I always admired them for their
Humanitarianism?
Yeah, but this is different. I mean, this is outright treason. How the fuck they think they can
Sir,
do it?
Justin is now available.
Not a conclusion you want to jump to, Marsh. Henri.
Monsieur Président, comment allez-vous?
Ça va bien.
So the mosquito is back.
I'll say.
Inevitable.
Yes, Henri, I must ask you about these weapons Iraq has.
Yes.
Well, it seems they're all French.
Oui?
That they're yours. They come from France.
Of course.
How can he say?
Well, it's quite a situation.
Oui, I understand.
Your administration...
No, it was not me. It was Bouvier. Personally, I find it to have been his most heroic act.
Well, now that everyone knows where they're from, I have to figure out a way to explain it to the American people.
Tell them the truth. The world should understand why France has taken this position all these years.
Now, you've also sold them some submarines?
The submarines were improvisational. Bouvier looking for an extra $1.
Could have told us.
It was discussed with President Buckingham. He was angry, but it was done, and what was done was done.
Well, we'll discuss it at GATT next month. For now, I need to do what I need to do, and so do you. So can you send over a portfolio with all the weapons you sold Iraq?
You have just sent the list to General Lancaster's office. It should be there momentarily. It is the most updated list.
Just to acknowledge, what is the exact vintage of these weapons?
Exactly as with the Pakistanis. They're all post-1996. Every one of them.
Okay, Henri, I'm also being told that a missile is headed your way.
We see that. You know, the bastard promised that they wouldn't do that. We predict it will land in Orly.
Right, well, just don't launch anything offensive.
No.
Under any circumstances.
We'll save our bombs for Gaddafi.
We'll talk to you later.
Au revoir.
Did you hear how cavalier he was?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I mean, am I missing something? Okay, here's what we have to do. We have to get Justang back on the phone.
Absolutely.
The French supplied them. They have the means to disarm them. We have to get Justang's commitment on this. Also, we have to call a meeting of the General Assembly because this is unacceptable behavior from a member of NATO. They can't just supply the world with...
Marsh.
What? I'm all ears.
You're missing something. General Lancaster?
Yes, sir.
Does Justang's laundry list correspond with our surveillance?
Perfectly. Iraq can hit, by our estimations, over a dozen nations at once.
All right, then. Send the B-2 into Iraq. We're going to let her fly.
Gonna let him fly.
That's illegal. It's absolutely illegal. They will impeach you before you're elected.
Okay. You know what? We need to have a chat. Where's my coat? Ms. Redford, would you join us outside, please?
Certainly.
Just for a couple of minutes. My coat?
I have it.
Agent Dexter, I want you two to stay inside. There's a sharp shooter in that shitstorm out there. He deserves a target. Major?
I'll be ready, sir.
Your coat, Mr. Thompson.
Hey, look at this.
Okay, sir, you can't sit here. Come away from the window. Come on.
Poor bastard's going to hell. He's going to take us with him.
What the hell are you talking about, Mr. Crispy Critter their asses? Ralph, you just told the president he should drop the bomb on Iraq.
Yeah, Harv, that was before Katie told me that our fearless heave leader didn't believe in no God.
There gonna be nukes flying around here like tennis balls at Wimbledon.
Why are you people even discussing this, huh? You think like Emerson's gonna come back in here and put this to a vote?
When he comes back in here, all right, we'll sit him down and we'll all talk some sense into him. I mean, it'll work. I've seen it before.
What do you think this is? AA? We're going to have some kind of intervention?
Okay, folks, I need you to clear this window area, please. Thank you.
I got
Just step
Emerson's
away.
ear, all right? We had a good dialogue going. He'll listen to me, believe me.
Thank God Kissinger's on the case.
Son of a bitch! What the fuck are you doing?
Drop the weapon, pal. Drop the weapon.
Put it down, buddy.
Drop the weapon, mister.
Put it down.
Put it down.
You put it down. Put it down.
There will be no apocalypse here, not on my watch.
Don't you do it to yourself.
Jesus, where'd the fucking shotgun come from?
William, secure the weapon. Nestor, secure.
Jesus, Mother Mary.
Everybody's been neutralized, sir. We're under control.
Under control, yes.
That's that. He's the only person here with the combination to the briefcase.
All right, let's call Stratcom.
Howard!
Yes, sir.
Call Stratcom, Chairman, Joint Chiefs, Miller.
Right, sir.
Get him on the phone.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, gentlemen, we've had a rather serious incident here. As a result, our man with the football has been shot.
Shot? What
The
happened?
cook here, he lost it. He killed Coddington.
He's a fine young man and a good guy. I don't want to diminish what's happened here, but we must keep focus. Inside the briefcase are the codes necessary to launch our weapons, of course. I'm assuming one of you has the combination.
Not here, sir.
Can we just shoot it open?
No, no, sir. You can't do that. Any kind of forced entry and the components self-destruct.
Right, but there's got to be a backup, right?
I have it, sir.
Thank goodness.
Every Joint Chief receives the combination code at the weekly briefing if our arm is carrying the football.
All right, let's get this going then. Admiral Miller?
Mr. President, I respectfully decline.
Respectfully decline.
Bring me the briefcase.
Right away, sir.
I have 4 minutes to acquire those codes. What I need is for you to set aside your personal feelings and do your fucking job.
May I remind you, Admiral, that this is an act of treason? Sir, the combination is 08061-9er45. And, sir, along with that, I must submit my resignation. Sir, let me repeat that back. 08061-9er45.
Okay, General, I got binoculars and a keyboard. I have no idea what to do.
Okay, you put your eyes to the lens and your retinal code will enable you to see a 10-point alphanumeric code.
Can't anyone look through these?
Well, they could try, but their retinas would be burned.
It's just an NSC precaution, sir.
I'm almost certain that we've reactivated the system using your specific retinal information.
Almost certain.
Yes, sir, I'm pretty certain.
Okay, I see latitude, longitude, a code atop it.
Okay, sir, look back into the briefcase. Type in the latitude and longitude that you need. Hold on. We have it right here.
Okay.
It is 33.14 north and 44.22 east.
All right.
You see the code, sir?
Yes, I see the code.
All right, relay it to us in the phonetic alphabet. That'll constitute your authorization.
75 Juliet Kilo Romeo Lima 8 Golf 5 9er. Let me say that again. 75 Juliet Kilo Romeo Lima 8 Golf 5 9er.
75 Juliet Kilo Romeo Lima 8 Golf 5 9er. Sir, you are authorizing the release of free-falling strategic nuclear weapons on Baghdad, Iraq.
That's right.
Mr. President, your codes are now being electronically delivered to the P2.
We have finally been able to make satellite audio contact with Eric Vince, our correspondent in Baghdad. Eric? Eric, can you hear me? Eric Vince, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine now, Jerry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, Jerry, to tell you that here in Baghdad I have a pandemonium that I've never seen in my entire professional career. I can tell you...
Hey, honey, I'm getting through.
Really?
Yeah, maybe the storm. Hello? Yeah, hello? Yeah, hello? Miss Fisher? Yes, Mr. Woods? Yes, I know it's late. I'm sorry to wake you, but listen, Lizzie and I want to talk to Dylan. Is he... No, I'm sure he's asleep. Of course he's asleep, but we just want to get one word in.
This is Lizzie. We just want to talk to Dylan, okay?
Eric, I should tell you, if you do not already know this, that it is more than understandable for you to put down the phone and head out of the city now for your own protection.
Well, Jerry, 12 million people on the street, all trying to get out of the city. They're either on foot or they're in cars. I'm sure more people have died by being trampled to death than died the entirety of the Gulf War. How many reporters get to say moratorium, as I do to you and to my family, my friends at IBS?
Not many, Eric.
When Daddy gets home, he's gonna give you a million, zillion, good night dream drops. Okay. What the fuck are you doing?
Mr. Woods, we were very clear about this. We asked you repeatedly to stay off the phone. We've been very clear about it.
Give me the fucking phone back.
Hello. No, your Daddy will call you back, okay, buddy?
I'm just speaking to my kid. They're dropping a bomb on my kid.
That's my son. I'd rather have the phone. Give me the phone.
Sir.
Motherfucker.
Please try to lose your
Give me
grip.
the phone.
Please, sir.
Are you going to shoot me now?
Sir.
Are you going to shoot me now?
Calm down, sir.
Mr. Bush, you're gonna have to calm down
You're
right
gonna
now.
kill me, man.
Sir.
10 minutes before we all die. Are you gonna kill me?
Calm down.
That's a lot of fucking
We're all
sense.
gonna be fine. Now,
I'm
you just
fine. Give me the...
Come on. I don't understand stress at a time like this. Please, Taylor, please.
Sit down, Mr. Woods.
Let the man stand, please. I appreciate what we all have to do here. If you have something you need to say, please, let's hear it. Let's hear it now. What is it?
You have no right.
Regretfully, I am the only one that does have this right.
No, you have no moral right. You were never elected. You can't even make the shallow argument you have a mandate of the people. You made a choice that your ego will not allow you to back off
Taylor.
from. If you bomb Baghdad, we're all next.
I understand you're afraid. Everyone's afraid. The whole world is afraid. I'm asking you to believe me that it's gonna be okay. Not because I am telling you to, but because it's the truth.
Sir, the B-2 Spirit has acknowledged receipt of the presidential order.
You're asking
It's heading
too
due
much.
east and has an
I have a
ETA
son
of approximately
in New York.
I have a daughter.
Tracy,
Julian,
I love my child no less than you love yours.
it's gonna be 5.
Please trust me.
Sir, we have an Iraqi launch in Tripoli. We now have 2 more launches, sir.
What's the ETA of the detonation in Baghdad?
It's 6 minutes and 20 seconds, sir.
And the ETA of the Tripoli?
We now have 8 more launches, sir. Iraqi launches,
ETA of the
sir.
Tripoli launch.
17 minutes in Rome, sir.
Okay, so that's what, 12 Iraqi launches thus far?
Yes. No, we now have, sir, we have confirmed the launching of a Lancelot missile. Target position, sir, it's coming in on NORAD.
It's not far from where we are.
Sir, we have word APCs have arrived at your position to get you to safety and handle casualties.
What about the other American cities?
Washington, D.C., Miami, and New York. I would not be overly concerned about those cities, sir. Our space comet, Peterson, should be able to deal with them.
And what about our position?
Sir, we don't have the air defense capacity to actively engage the Lancelot.
We don't have the capacity?
Sir, no one anticipated that we'd have to defend ourselves against our own technology.
Well, isn't that terrific foresight?
Once the missile enters space, we lose our lock on it. Then we can't regain lock until... The APC outside your position is far safer than where you are, sir.
I'll be staying inside, General.
No, you won't.
Mr. President, allow us to escort you outside.
I'm staying inside with these brave
You're the president
people.
of the United States. You have to go into the APC.
Marsh, if I asked you to go out there and wait in the APC, what would you do?
I wouldn't go. I'm not the president, though.
Excuse us just a second. You have to trust what I told you outside, what Paul told me on his deathbed. As
Okay,
fantastic as it
Lone
sounded.
Star- No, it's insane.
He was a great president until the end.
In the end, he was a hallucinating fool hooked on painkillers.
Sir, the Israeli DB-12s destroyed one of the ICBMs.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir, Stratcom is reporting less than
You're a
5
fucking
minutes from
hero.
Baghdad.
Go ahead, stay here.
General, who's in the B-2?
Their names, you mean?
Yes, their names. What are their names?
Jeter and Myers, commanders both.
Can you patch me through to them?
It won't be secure, sir.
I understand. Patch me through.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Stratcom is now latched onto the B-2. It is approximately 2 minutes from position.
One of us is going to have one hell of a night. Told you so when this is over, huh, buddy?
Gentlemen, please give your attention to the President. Sir, these are Commanders Jeter and Myers.
Commanders,
Mr. President, it's a privilege.
you fellas hanging in there?
Yes, sir, we are.
Hell of a job you got picked for.
A hell of a job. More people have walked the moon than have done what we must. So I guess that's why we get the big money.
Yeah, well, you've got to know you're serving a greater cause for mankind.
Right, sir.
11 minutes and 30 seconds, sir. All other missiles appear 30 seconds to 1 minute behind your ETA.
Sir, less than 1 minute from target.
Where you men from?
Kenny Bunk. Myers is from Hawaii. We're classmates at the University of Maine. Played football together.
You're the national championship?
A little late for that, actually. Sir,
Yes.
so Myers and I have talked, and we don't know how we're feeling about this.
You're going to be okay, son.
11 minutes to detonation on your position, sir.
You just have to remember one thing. You're not doing this, I am.
Yes, sir. It's an argument I've heard before.
8 seconds to Baghdad, sir.
Men don't go on this kind of mission, and... Well, Myers and I've talked, and we figure
Sir,
we're just
we have
horses
5,
with broken legs.
4,
You're good men.
3,
Good luck to you both.
2.
We've reached target, sir.
Sir, the B-2 has arrived. Sir, Stratcom now confirms the detonation of a megaton nuclear weapon in
Baghdad. 10 minutes ETA on your hands, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, IBS satellites now confirm a gigantic explosion over Baghdad. We cannot clarify the nature of this explosion. However, our earliest indications seem to establish that, in fact, a nuclear weapon has been dropped on that Iraqi capital. This was just a few minutes ago.
Sir, it's absolutely incredible what's going on here.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, IBS satellites
are monitoring the activity over the Iraqi capital.
We do have a partial image from Baghdad that was cut off in mid-explosion. Here it is.
Echo leader, status report secure.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, IBS satellites have now latched on. Can we get the satellite images on the air?
Okay, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, these are indeed hostile warheads, Iraqi warheads that are in flight at this time.
These are warheads confirmed to have originated from the locations provided by the Iraqi spokesman, that is the Iraqi ambassador, Mr. Omari.
This fool is going to create a panic the world has never seen.
And we're doing so in real time. Our nuclear expert, Daniel Golan, is on the line now, calling from our satellite surveillance center. Daniel.
Jerry, from our vantage point, it's clear that at least 22 missiles are in flight. Our trajectories indicate bombs targeting New York City, Pensacola, Washington, D.C., and NORAD in Colorado. There are several European cities targeted as well. Australia is also projected.
And do you have any estimate on the arrival of any of these weapons, Daniel?
Well, they've all been in flight for a while. Many of the weapons are Tomahawks. The one headed to NORAD appears to be a Lancelot.
We should, of course, point out that NORAD is within 40 miles of the president's current position.
Oh, okay, Jerry, we've just gotten word. A warhead has landed in Athens. It's landed on a small building, and there are not yet any casualty reports. But, Jerry, we can report no detonation. Of course, there will be casualties associated with the impact. Jerry, we now see there is no detonation of the bombs landing in Djibouti.
Well, this is remarkable. Daniel, give me a second while we go to Sylvia Charles in Tokyo. Sylvia.
Gerald, the bombs presumably headed for Tokyo have landed in the Sea of Japan. More importantly, another bomb has landed in the park in Hiroshima. There's no detonation. It's absolutely incredible, Jerry. We'll get back to you as soon as we can with more information
Sylvia.
on this situation.
Folks, you've just heard what I've heard, which appears to be an odd pattern in that many of these bombs did not detonate after having hit their target.
Okay, we are now getting word that the Lancelot missile fired from the...
No, how are we doing?
We're on just a few, sir.
Okay.
has landed in the
Oh, yeah. What are you going to say? I'm going to give it to him straight, I guess. What do you think? Like your tie.
Final look.
Emerson and his entourage are apparently safe.
Standing by right here.
The president, I'm told, will now address the nation exclusively here on IBS. Do we have that picture now? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
My fellow Americans, President Roosevelt once said, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." By God, that is true. Fear is our nation's cancer. It sucks the marrow out of our economy and our national psyche. And fear is the dragon that every president must slay. At 1:47 a.m. Eastern Seaboard Time, a B-2 Spirit bomber on my launch code orders dropped a 100 megaton nuclear device on the Iraqi capital of Baghdad. Our aerial reports have confirmed a successful detonation and the destruction of that city. Nuclear weapons, 23 in total, were launched by Iraq simultaneous to our B-2 crossing their border. Our anti-ballistic missiles successfully destroyed 18 of those bombs. 5, however, landed on their targeted cities, one of which, a Lancelot missile, landed not too far from where I'm standing now. Not one of those 5 bombs detonated. I would like to now tell you why. Several decades ago, we began a ban on nuclear testing. In the early 90s, the United States created the teraflop computer, the most sophisticated simulator of nuclear detonation known to man. The efficiency of the teraflop, which can literally perform 1 trillion calculations per second, became the envy of the world. A few years ago, we began to sell nuclear weapons to Iraq. Our motivation was simple. The only way to stop Hussein from building a nuclear arsenal was to supply him with one. And we did. Through an emissary. The French government supplied Iraq with as many nuclear weapons as they would ever need and a teraflop computer to verify their efficiency. As some of you may have guessed, we sold them a bill of goods. Not one of the nuclear weapons we sold Iraq through the French government ever had the capacity to detonate, though the teraflop computer they received assured them that they would. Throughout modern history, it was believed the nuclear era de facto would last 2 days, from Hiroshima to Nagasaki. When the 5 member nations of the Security Council were confirmed to have nuclear arsenals, it was assumed they would never be used. The domino effect was simply too overwhelming. Deterrence was our global shield. Today, the United States sent a message to the world. If our national security is threatened, we have nuclear weapons, and we will use them. Tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I will make a significant announcement from the White House. Until then, I wish to express my eternal sorrow for all the lives lost today. God bless you, one and all, and God bless the United States of America.
We know the news of this evening is coming in at a frustratingly rapid rate. We will be sorting everything out as soon as the dust settles here. But
significant announcement. What's this?
That's it. It's over.
What's over?
I'm withdrawn from the race.
What?
What did Jeter say? I'm a horse with a broken leg.
So all this, nothing, for nothing.
Come on. There's a big difference between strategy and tactics. When China backs down, was it all for nothing, Marsh? I guess I'll leave the future in your hands, Gail.
Well, sir, the future isn't what it used to be, is it?
No, I guess not.
Sir, here's your jacket.
Katie? Can I help you?
No.
Yes, sir.
Come up with it, please.
Gotcha.
It'll probably be the last time.
I'm on top of it, Marshal.
Agent Williams?
Yes, sir.
Take that down, please.
You bet, sir.
Mr. President.
We have a deal. Well, why don't we...
Mr. Woods?
You know what? Give me a second. Yeah? Mr. President, football secure. We're ready when you are, sir. Thanks. Taylor. I'd lay down the king.
All right, sir.
have seen war. I have seen war on land and sea. I have seen blood running from the wounded. I have seen children starving. I have seen the agony of mothers and wives. I hate war.